All right, so I want to thank you all for joining us again today. We have Janae on the call, and she is going to talk about her healthy lifestyle journey. And as you listened to in previous videos, many of us come from different avenues, and we all want to live a healthy lifestyle, but there's different reasons of why we choose to live this way. So today we're going to get a little brief introduction to who Janae is, and then she's also going to give you some tips that you can use for your own healthy lifestyle journey. Before we get into that, just a real quick, brief introduction for those of you that haven't listened to my previous interviews. My name is Ebonie, and I am an international holistic health coach, and I not only help people with their nutritional needs, but I also help them with career coaching. I also help them with their fitness needs or collaborate with other people in the industry so that we can make it all work together. I also have a Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group, which is completely positive and inspiring and motivational. I haven't had any issues in there as far as people being negative and being unsupportive. So if you are one of those positive-minded people, I invite you to join, and you will get information on how to help you lose weight successfully and efficiently. So today, let's learn a little bit about Janae's story. Janae, tell us just a little bit about what even sparked your interest into pursuing a healthy lifestyle.
Well, I will say I was a bit of a late bloomer. I would say around December of 2015. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery, and basically they remove 60 to 80% of your stomach and sew it to the size of a small sleeve to control the amount of food you're taking in. Well, I was very unhappy with my first 6 months of weight loss because I knew I wasn't doing everything I could. I wasn't exercising. I was eating the same food I was eating before I had the surgery that made me gain weight. And so after my 6-month doctor's appointment, when I saw my weight on the scale, I got inspired to do more because I wanted to be more successful, and I didn't want to feel like I just did all of this surgery for nothing. And so I had a bunch of workout DVDs at home, and one of them was Insanity by Beachbody. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but it's a really intense cardio workout that's supposed to transform your body in 60 days. And so I started off doing that, and I actually had those DVDs in my stock for I would want to say 3 or 4 years, and I had never finished the 60 days. So that was my challenge, to finish the 60 days and see how I was feeling. And literally people started noticing the weight dropping off, and they were commenting on my weight loss, and I hadn't gotten any comments my first 6 months. So I knew I was doing something right. And I wanted to kick it up a notch. So I started on a green smoothie cleanse along with the 60-day workout on my second round. And I ended up dropping about 50 pounds in 4 months. And yes, and not only were the smoothies instrumental, but I would say after the first 2 months, working out started becoming like second nature. Whereas my first 60 days, I had to literally force myself to get out of bed and work out. And now I'm still working out 6 days a week. It's, like I said, it's become like second nature. I don't like going through a day without a workout. I like the energy it gives me, and I would just say my life has completely transformed ever since I started that 60-day workout.
So what prompted the surgery? Because many of us, we don't necessarily think about surgery unless we're morbidly obese. So were you morbidly obese at that time, or did doctors recommend it for other reasons?
Yeah, you have to be morbidly obese to get the surgery. And yes, I was 295 pounds. I was having trouble breathing. I had my blood work done. I had high cholesterol. I was pre-diabetic. And I just felt like I was on that last leg. And I had a binge eating disorder where I was eating thousands of calories in one sitting. And then I would just binge and then lounge around. I wasn't working out. It was just, I just felt my life like it was spiraling out of control, and that I couldn't get a handle on the eating. And so I tried dieting, I tried meal prepping, and I would be perfect during my work day, my 9 to 5. And then when I would be headed home, I would go and get a huge meal from a fast food restaurant and just ruin all of my progress for the day. So I knew I needed something more than just meal prepping and exercising, because it just wasn't working for me. I needed more control. And so that's when I started considering the surgery, and I visited the doctor, and they put me on this 6-month plan. And that pretty much sealed the nail in the coffin. You're supposed to try your hardest to lose as much weight as you can the first 6 months. And I gained 10 pounds the first month from binge eating, and then I just kept struggling to lose those 10 pounds for the entire 6 months. So my day of surgery, I was just so relieved, and I just was so happy that I was getting that extra help, because I truly needed it. I needed to get a handle on the eating. And so that was why I decided to get the surgery. I wouldn't say it's the best avenue for everyone. Honestly, I wouldn't.
Okay. As you're speaking, I'm thinking about, what is it specifically that you feel contributed to being morbidly obese that changed once you had the surgery, that you didn't immediately go back to gaining a bunch of weight again?
Well, in the first 6 months, your stomach is swollen. So like you're going to drop weight the first 6 months. It's inevitable, especially if you go from binge eating, I want to say like anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day. Like if you go from that to 500 calories to 1,000 calories a day, you're going to drop weight. Whether the weight stays off, I would say that is up to the individual, because your body can become used to anything. So if you're eating 500 calories and 6 months passes by, your body is going to adjust to that. So you're going to have to go that extra level and take your health and your fitness into your own hands. It can only take you so far. If that answers your question.
Yes. Do you believe that some of this was emotional eating that was related to external circumstances, or was it just you just really loved the taste of flavorful food?
I did that a lot. I would not classify myself as an emotional eater. I would say certain things just triggered me wanting the food. And I feel like it was more of a, I want to say psychological. Like I really feel like I had an eating disorder. Like I would see a commercial for some new nasty fast food, I don't know, fad or whatever. And I would immediately just get up and go and get it, just to say, oh, I tasted that. And there were times where sometimes I would just be driving on the way home, and next thing you know, I'm in the drive-thru waiting to get some new meal, and it just didn't feel like emotional. Like I didn't eat when I was sad. I would eat out of boredom. And sometimes I would still eat while I was full. I can't describe it. I don't think I'm an emotional eater. I think I just had an eating disorder, and there were certain things that triggered my binge eating.
And when did you realize that this began?
I would say it began, I think it began, I moved to New Jersey, and I was working full time, and I tried to do law school part time, and I was commuting a lot. And so I was pretty much forced to pick up any kind of food I could. And that's when I started eating a lot of fast food, just anything I can pick up and sit in the car and eat out of convenience. And I would say within a year, I gained 70 pounds. And I was stressed. I wasn't sleeping at all because I had to study and then wake up at the crack of dawn and go to work. And I think that was when everything started getting out of control and the binging started.
Okay, so what would you say to people that are struggling to lose weight? They're not morbidly obese yet, but they're struggling to lose weight, and they're in a similar circumstance where they have a stressful life. Convenience food, as you know, is all around us. So it's much easier to go to the fast food restaurant than it is to make home cooked meals a lot of times. What would you say to those people to get them started to really see change?
The first thing I would say is look at your environment. Is your environment encouraging you to live a healthy lifestyle? Is it encouraging you to make better food choices? Are the people you're surrounding yourself with, are they leading healthy lifestyles or encouraging you to be healthy? I would say I had to change that. That was something that I was able to do after the surgery. I honestly isolated myself. And I just told myself, I'm going to get it together. And as soon as I started losing weight, the people around me started getting inspired and they started losing weight. And I just kind of cut out all of those negatives that were helping me. The people that I was going out drinking and eating at 2:00 in the morning, I couldn't do that anymore because I just told myself, I'm going to give myself this year. I'm going to get my life together. And if you're living a busy lifestyle, I would just say, I don't know. I would say, like, just write a journal from the beginning to end. What are you doing? How can you carve out time to work out? How can you carve out time to prep your meals so that you're not going through some drive-through and that the meals are just ready? And so just your environment is very important.
That's definitely key, keeping positive, like-minded people around you, because obviously if you surround yourself with people that are going to the bars and doing everything opposite of what your goals are, well, you're more likely to follow along their path. And you said something that was key. You said that you isolated yourself for a little while. And sometimes people feel like their friends are more important than isolating themselves for a little while. And your friends are important to you. Some of them you may have known since you were 5 years old, for example. But at the very same time, there's a whole community of people that are about your health success also. So you might need to isolate yourself at the beginning stages. But if you simply think about, where do healthy-minded people gravitate to, or where do they go? Well, they go to the gym, they go to parks, they go to classes that encourage physical activity. There's people out there that are all about your healthy journey.
Right.
Putting yourself in those environments to be around those people. And what I found is that many times the healthy and fit community, we support each other without even knowing who each other are half the time.
I was going to say that after you were done. I think if you are one of those people where there's no one, you feel like there's no one in your life that's supporting you, social media is so important, because you can create your own little world and only add people that are living healthy lifestyles, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now. And you're constantly getting notifications. This person's losing weight. This person's going to the gym. This person prepped their meals. And it's just a constant reminder all day long of the healthy choices you make that will add up in the end.
Exactly. Put yourself around those people on social media, outside social media. There's no way that you can't be inspired. If I go on my Facebook account right now, or my Instagram account right now, I'm going to see nothing but images of healthy food and exercising all day long.
Right.
There's no way to falter for too long. People fall off, which we'll get to in a second with you. People fall off, but you don't stay off for very long. And when you're surrounding yourself with those images all day, every day.
Right. I agree.
What do you have to suggest to people that do fall off? And when it happens to you, how do you feel about yourself?
Oh, I consistently fall off to this day. I struggle with that. And I think that's the beauty of the journey, is that you don't have to think of it as, I need to get my life together by this date. This is like a lifelong journey. So you fall off, you get back on. I lost count of how many times I've fallen off, but ever since that 6-month visit, the one thing that has stayed consistent is my workout regimen. I would honestly say the key to success would be to find your strength. So if your strength is controlling what you eat, exploit that, so that if you don't make it to the gym, you're not falling off too far where you just feel like you can't get back to where you were. And I just would say, exploit your strengths, and just constantly think about this being a marathon and not a sprint. This is your life. You can always start over the next day or that day, and just keep goals. I know some people don't like goals, but that's what motivates me. I give myself goals and deadlines, and I try my hardest to meet those goals and deadlines. But if I don't, it doesn't matter in the end, as long as I live healthier than I was 2 years ago when I was almost 300 pounds.
Right. And what would you say about people that are pro-body positive? Because we now hear a lot about, well, I love my body the way it is. I don't want to be skinny, and I'm just going to continue eating the way that I want to eat, whether that's the healthiest or not the healthiest. I love myself the way I am. What do you say to people that make those types of comments?
I would say I'm at a conflict with that. With the body positivity, I think it's amazing to love yourself no matter what size you are. But I also think it's important to not isolate people that aren't very comfortable with where they're at and they want to do better with themselves. I also want to say you can't really judge a book by its cover. Like if you see someone that's 300 pounds, it's easy to assume that they're unhealthy and they're not living a healthy lifestyle. But I go to the gym and there are people at my gym that are like twice my size and they are killing it in the gym. They're eating healthily, and I'm get so inspired when I see that in the gym. And so I haven't really encountered a lot of body positivity. I've encountered people that aren't happy with where they're at. And so they tell you you're getting too skinny or you're doing too much. And as long as you're not isolating or being negative to other people, I think it's fine to love yourself and love where you're at.
Yeah, and that's very key, that it doesn't matter what your size is. Sometimes the size 0 can be eating beer all day long. So really, at the end of the day, it's about how healthy do you feel. And
yeah,
I see the same thing that you're talking about at the gym. You know, you may see some people that are larger in weight, but they are killing those exercises.
I'm telling you, at my gym.
Your size really doesn't have a whole lot to do with your fitness level. A lot of times, that same size 0 could be winded after doing 30 seconds on the treadmill.
Me.
That quote unquote overweight individual could go for 4 miles easily. You know, so it really just depends on how else are you treating your body, and we're all different frames as well. So what you really need to look at a lot of times is more proportion size, because many times we get into this mindset of, oh, I need to be 120 pounds. But for somebody that is 5'8", 120 pounds is way too underweight for those individuals. So you have to keep it to mind that our frames are different. There are some people that will never look like a size 0 no matter what they do. So they have to do what's for them and their body type, and also what's going to make them happy. Because a lot of times people get into this mindset of, you know, I'm going to eat rabbit food all day, and they're miserable. You have to seek that balance that works for you. If eating a pizza twice a week is going to keep you eating healthy the rest of the week, then be okay about eating that pizza twice a week. This is
absolutely
not all or nothing journey. And I think a lot of people, they say, oh, well, I did well the first 3 days. I was eating healthy and exercising, but today I really want that cheesecake. Well, go ahead and eat your cheesecake.
Right.
What about people that, what would you say about people, and we'll round up after this question. What would you say about people that actually do lose friends along the line, and they start to doubt themselves to the point where they give up totally on their dreams? What would you say is the one thing that keeps you going, essentially your why? What is the one thing that really keeps you going that somebody else may be inspired by as well?
I would say my faith. I have a strong relationship with God, and that keeps me strong. There was a point in my journey where I felt like none of my friends understood what I was going through. They didn't understand why I had the surgery. They didn't understand why I had changed my life so drastically. And I did feel isolated, and I just had to pray and just work on my relationship with Him, so that I didn't have that lonely feeling, and I didn't have that feeling of abandonment. And I mean, you're going to lose friends along the way, but really, are they your friends if they're upset that you want to be healthy and you want better for your life? Is that really someone that you want to call your friend? I'd say it reveals truths in people that maybe they were only your friend because you were that size or you were unhealthy. Maybe that was all they wanted you for. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want that kind of element in my life. So the people that I've lost contact with, I mean, we were great friends when I was bigger, but I mean, I don't miss that. Yeah. I definitely don't miss that. And I definitely don't want people in my life that can't be happy for me and happy that I finally, gain control over something that I've struggled with my entire life.
Right. And for those of you that have seen any of the advertisements on social media with Janae's before and after pictures, you can see that she's come a long way. And do you have any kind of way that people can stay connected to you and continue to see you along your healthy lifestyle?
Yes, I do everything on Instagram. I'm not really technology savvy, so posting pictures is pretty easy for me to do. My Instagram is Roxy, ROXXY 1988. And I think it's a public page, so anybody can look up the pictures. And if you have any tips or tricks, please let me know. Because, I mean, I'm still struggling, just like the next person.
Okay, so that was Roxy 1988, and I'll include that in the comments. So RXXY 1988, correct?
Yeah. And I think I have Snapchat with the same handle, but I'm not good at Snapchat, so Instagram is best.
Okay, all right, good. So you guys want to continue seeing how she does for the rest of her life, follow her, and don't forget that you can also join my Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group. That's Nutrition, the number 4, Busy Women Facebook group, and you will receive inspiration in that group as well. We have a challenge going on right now, so if you just pop in and view the videos of people that are exercising on a day-to-day basis just to win this challenge, sometimes that's motivating in and of itself. So I encourage you guys to join. And if you have any suggestions on how we can make things better, make things more inspiring, make things more fun, I'm all about suggestions. Thank you all for joining, and continue to subscribe and log into future videos. There will be one at least on an every month basis, and we will be including some other types of fun videos as well. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.